Hi, my name is Melissa Pollinard, and I went to the discussion dialogue of spirituality and religion. The discussion or dialogue started off with actually defining the term of what dialogue meant. Our discussion leaders asked our opinion, the group members' opinions, about what they thought the differences between arguing, discussion, and dialogue were. We discussed these terms and came up with what we thought they were, and then the discussion leaders put their input on what they thought it was also. We came to the general conclusions that discussion was just not really having your own opinion and just kind of talking it out with people, trying to just come up with an opinion for yourself. Arguing was having your opinion so strongly you wouldn't even listen to anybody else or have an open mind. But dialogue kind of combined them both, where you have your own opinions, but you still had an open mind to discuss, maybe change your opinions, or at least listen to the opinions of others with consideration. And with that mindset, we set out to have a true dialogue, having opinions and offering them, but at the same time listening and considering others' opinions. This brought us to talking and dialoguing about spirituality and religion. Our discussion leaders asked us a bunch of questions about the difference between them, and questions where they would ask, what is blah blah blah, and we have to decide whether that was a religious question or a spiritual question. After discussing with people and just really hearing everyone's opinions in the group, because we definitely had a strong-minded group. There was a lot of active voices. Some of the active voices were saying religion is bad, it's completely different than spirituality, and others were saying there's the same thing, it doesn't even matter, they're all the same, it's just all religious, kind of, in God and all that's spiritual and religious. So it was interesting to hear everyone's different opinions. Once we had gone through a couple of the questions, I felt like we covered the idea that religion was more so man's answer to the big questions in life, like where did I come from, what is my purpose in life, and not everyone agreed with everyone else's religions or even thought religion was true at all, that there should be any, but most everyone in our group agreed that we all had a sense of spirituality, even if you believed in just all science, and that's what you believe, just science. You felt a lot of those people still said that they had a sense of spirituality, that humans are drawn to humans because connecting spirit. And for instance, my opinion is that I'm a Christian, and although I have strong opinions about that, it did not limit me to having an open mind and hearing what everyone else thought was religious or spirituality, or even what they thought Christianity was. In my mind, I think spirituality and religion are not the same thing, but I don't think they're unrelated either. I think that Christianity, for an example, is God coming to us, where most religions in the world are us trying to find a way to go to God, to be good enough to be accepted by God. I believe that we are never going to be good enough to be accepted by God, and I believe Christianity is both religious and spiritual, because it's religious in the sense that it answers man's questions like where did I come from and such, but it doesn't just stop at that. It's not empty, because it's not man's answer to man's questions, but it's God's answer to man's questions. And once you accept Christ into your life and receive the forgiveness and now are acceptable in Christ's eyes, you go to the spiritual sense and aspect of it. Is that Christ living inside of you making you acceptable to God. And so that's how it's both religious and spiritual at the same time. The quieter voices and the more conservative voices were mostly those who had the opinion that truth is relative, that whatever is true for you is true for you. It's true for, what's true for me is true for me. And although I don't agree with this, it was very interesting to hear their point of view and their opinions and know how to analyze what I believe better and also what others believe better. When I believe as a whole, the dialogue discussion is a very good university experience since you are interacting with people who came from different backgrounds, of different races, of different belief systems. It's important to be able to dialogue with these people, to know what you believe so you can be your own self, but also to keep an open mind so you don't close everyone off and you therefore can't educate yourself better, because that's a lot of the Clemson experience, is being able to learn through others to educate yourself better, to get better yourself. And so it's exciting that Clemson's promoting that discussion and dialogue and, promoting having your own opinion but keeping an open mind. I hope that they continue to do it. My group, while there was some limits, with people who didn't want to share, just wanted to go in and come out, or people who had an unwillingness to listen to others, made it difficult to dialogue, but there was definitely enough people who were interested in learning and becoming better people after the end of the dialogue. So that was much appreciated. So I think that Clemson should definitely continue to do discussion dialogue.